Hello home recording enthusiasts, this is Sean Kelly of Prison Break Recordings, and this video will demonstrate how to export a recording session in Reaper to multitrack WAV files. If you're hiring someone to mix your recording, there's a very good chance they won't be doing it in Reaper and won't simply be able to open your session file. You'll need to export each individual track as a WAV file, but Reaper offers a convenient way to do this in one single operation. I'll show you the settings you should use in the render menu, as well as how you can use folder tracks to relabel your tracks so they're more easily identifiable. Here we have a session containing bass, guitar, and vocal tracks, although you wouldn't necessarily be able to tell that from looking at the track names. Your mixing engineer will send you instructions on how the tracks should be labeled, but you can save time by using folder tracks and wildcards rather than manually renaming each file. Let's start with the vocals. We'll create a new track, and then place the tracks inside. We'll repeat the process with the guitars. Next, select all the tracks and open the render menu. Make sure that the time bounds start at 0. This will ensure that your exported multitracks line up with your project MIDI. Under Source, instead of Master Mix, select Stems, Selected Tracks. You will now see that 19 files are ready to render. By default, the directory will be the same as the project folder. I recommend creating a subfolder called Multitracks. Under File Name, we'll use wildcards to ensure that every exported WAV is labeled correctly. We want the exported files to stay in the same order as they are in the session, so we'll begin by selecting the wildcard track number. To label the tracks in the guitar folder as guitars and the vocals as vocals, we'll use the wildcard parent track. Finally, for the track name, select the wildcard track. Notice that if we select the track Bill L, clicking render will create a file that includes the parent track designation guitar, saving us the time of relabeling them individually. If you have the SWS extensions installed, and if you don't, click the link in the description, go to the Actions menu and find the action Select All Tracks Except Folder Parents. This will save you time as you won't have to delete the unnecessary parent tracks later. Unless you have the guitars or another instrument panned in a way you'd like to commit to in the final mix, select Tracks with only mono media to mono files. Make sure the output format is set to WAV and click Render. As the files render, monitor the volume to make sure that none of the files are clipping. Next, let's export the project MIDI so that all of our project markers can be imported with the session as well. Go to File, Export Project MIDI, and select the folder where we exported our multitracks. I like to add a symbol to the beginning of the file name so that it stays above the rest of the files. Click OK. We can check our work by opening up a new project tab and importing the MIDI project data. Finally, import the tracks to the beginning of the session. As we can see, all of the individual tracks are organized and well labeled. This will ensure your mix engineer can spend more time making your song sound great and less time trying to figure out who Ted is and what instrument he's trying to play. Thank you for watching, and remember to always be recording.